is what I'm saying, go to a loan shark. You can fight with each other and disrespect each other and run from each other.
I would have been raining down fire and brimstone. Huh?
Yeah, you're not going anywhere right now. But
You don't have any kids?
So I lent my friend 1,500 because she told me she was behind on a bill and I just needed to help her out until payday. I didn't hesitate. I transferred it straight away. Yeah, a bill.
What kind of bill is this, madam?
It could be.
You didn't question.
Oh, are you supposed to? I don't think you're supposed to question when somebody asks you for.
No.
Yeah, it's personal.
For 1.5.
Yeah, if you were to say, "Can I get 1.5?"
To be honest, I don't think I should even have to ask. You better tell me what it's for.
Yeah, so you asked me, you asked me, but I expect you to say what it's for. You can't just say, "Oh, just let me 1.5."
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but she said a bill.
She said it's for a bill until end of the month.
Which bill?
Which you replied, which bill?
Which will you ask?
Yes.
Why is the bill so big? That's not
Yes.
a concern.
No, I need context. 1.5. Let's say it's 100. No problem.
Yeah.
I can say, oh, a
Or
bill.
150. You're like,
Or if you even said, oh, can you lend me £100? Cool.
Mm-hmm.
But 1.5,
So if it's £100, you don't need to know what for.
not necessarily. It would be
Someone
nice for you to have manners to tell me what it's for. But 1.5, anyway, I'll let you land.
Let's say somebody's moving into a new home and they needed extra cash.
That's
Like,
different.
why not?
Hey, you tell me. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
All right, so I transferred it straight away, trusting that she'd pay me back when she said she would. Payday came and went, no message, no repayment. I followed up and she said things were still tight,
Hey.
but she'd sort me out as soon as possible. A few days later, I saw her posting on social media, out shopping, eating at a nice place and living life. Meanwhile, I was still waiting on my money. You're at home eating Indomie and someone's out in, what's that place I would like to go? Sticks and Rice? Is it?
It's definitely not sticks and
Duck and
rice.
rice.
This is
Duck
that
and rice.
Novikov.
This
This is that bagatelle
Basically.
scheme.
And you're at home eating rice because you gave someone 1,500.
And these are the issues.
Anyways, I've always said if I'm lending somebody money, I better not see you living it up.
Ever.
because I'm like.
Let's finish.
Anyways, I brought it up again and her tone changed and she acted like I was being dramatic and said it wasn't that deep. You people have no manners, by the way.
My 1.5 is not that deep.
It was deep when you were asking for it.
They're always humble when they're asking.
It was frustrating and disappointing. I didn't expect to lose a friend over 1,500, but the lack of respect made it clear I couldn't trust her the same way again. I've learned to be more cautious with money and boundaries.
Girl, did you get the money back or not?
I was just going to say, also,
I think you would.
what
at
I've
this point.
noted is that you sound like you're rich.
Like it
Because
meant
you're still
nothing.
using English like,
Yeah.
oh, it was frustrating that...
Mm.
I would have been raining down fire and brimstone upon my 1.5.
The statuses, I'll be on social media every day. You know how I don't like to log in and stuff? I'll be on it every single day.
Also, my
talking about
love,
money.
what's the dilemma? Sounds like you've just chalked it up like,
Yeah.
you know, the game is the game.
You didn't get paid your money
You've
back.
taken
and
your
ended the
L
relationship.
type of vibe.
Yeah.
You need to come back and continue that, babes.
Unless she didn't feel like she needed to fight for it. If you're gonna end a relationship because of money, I assume it's because you don't.
The lack of respect is what she's saying.
I think it's a
Don't
dangerous
borrow
game.
someone money if you're not in a position to lose that money.
Yeah. Hence why I said, if you ask for
If it's
£100, no
100s.
problem.
Mm.
1.5, you better give me detailed description on what it's for and how it's coming back to me. But honestly, I really don't.
Sorry, excuse me.
I honestly don't like that whole change in attitude because when you're asking, you're so polite, you're so, humble, you're pleading. But when it's time to pay back, I'm the nuisance. Also, don't make me have to ask because that's an awkward conversation for me. That's stressful for me. Why should I have to ask about my money? I hate when people do that. It's very annoying.
And they'll make up excuses like, "Oh, and then my account, and then I don't care.
I don't care.
I just need you to run that money back. That is
ASAP.
all. That is all. And if you need a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, say it. Like,
yes.
make it clear.
Don't again just keep quiet
Yeah.
and be waiting for the person to come to you to ask where their money is.
Yeah. Why am I even having to come back and ask
Why?
you? Why do we need to do that?
Like, you people, you need to start having manners, honestly.
I'm a firm believer of do not lend. Okay, maybe do not lend is bad, but like, do not borrow, do not lend. You will be fine.
Do not borrow and do not lend.
Like, just stick to what you can manage, if that makes sense. If you know that you can't afford something, why are you going to lend money to go on now?
No, in the case of it's a priority, it's a bill, what can you do? People fall on hard times.
You've had priorities, you've had bills. All of us have, right? We've all fell on hard times at some point in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Have you borrowed money and not returned it?
No, but you're saying that don't borrow and don't lend either.
I just think it's a slippery slope.
But what can you do? Sometimes you actually need people's help.
Get a credit card.
What if that's not an option?
Go to a loan shark.
Sister, risk your life.
Yeah, let them come and take your table and your sofa.
They're not taking your table and your sofa. That's the bailiffs. They're taking your life.
You know what else is like? I have pride when it comes to money and lending because it causes problems. People don't know how to give back what they have taken for some reason. I don't know why. It's just crazy. And you're also clearly you are a mismanager somehow. You don't know how to manage yourself or other people, or because now it's like you don't know how to pay it back. Why? Why did you borrow it in the first place if you don't know how to pay it back? This is what I'm saying. Go to a loan shark. You can fight with each other and disrespect each other and run from each other. They'll knock on your door. You can hide. They will look for you at work or HMRC. You will figure it out. But when you do it with your friends or family, that is sticky. They know you. They know where you are.
Do you know what gets me? In some situations, they borrowed. You're not asking for it back. They're now calculating your money for you. They're like, oh, but you don't need it.
Oh, get this for me and then I'll give it back. And then you disappear and you don't. I'm sorry.
They're counting your coins for you. Like, how did you get so much audacity? Oh, but you don't have that many bills.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't need it now? Huh?
Yeah, you're not going anywhere right now. But
you don't have any kids?
So because I don't have kids, now I don't have a life.
No, I'm not entitled to my own money. May God forgive some of you.
Honestly, to me, I feel like it's just a problem. It causes problems. This is why I'd rather you go to a loan shark, borrow that 1,500.
Yeah,
your payback money will be 1,700, but at least that extra 200 that you have to pay back will teach you a lesson not to go back to them and manage your money.
You people, you don't mess with loan sharks.
Exactly.
Your friends and family you be messing with.
You know damn well when they say you have to pay back on this day so you don't get paid, you don't get charged extra, whatever it is, you will do it.
So they don't come and chop your leg.
You will do it. You will be like, oh my God, I need to work so hard this month. I need to make sure I'm doing extra shit.
All of a sudden, that bottle in the club doesn't need to be popped, does it? That pasta doesn't need to be rolled.
All of a sudden, you're taking on extra hours at work just to pay off that bill. But when it was your friend,
I don't have much to say on the topic.
Why didn't you have much to say?
People have not borrowed from you and not returned? No.
Really?
How come?
She's scared of life.
No, because I have good friends.
I don't mind if people ask me to borrow money. I actually don't mind. I don't want a headache. Don't give me any. I don't want to hear PIM. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, literally, just return it.
I just don't want to hear it. I'm more than happy for you to sit down with me and be like, oh, do you know how I was supposed to give it to you on this day? I can't. Maybe until next month.
Like, I don't even mind. Exactly. I don't mind that.
We're communicating.
Just don't make me have to ask.
I'm calling you down, running you up and down, like, what's going on?
I've had people like borrow and next thing you know, crickets.
You didn't hear from me.
Did you get the money back?
No.
What did you do?
Just let it go.
Let bygones be bygones.
Surely you need it.
Yeah.
Are you friends with them still?
Yeah. Yeah, I am actually.
And they don't talk about it, and you don't talk about it.
I mean, it wasn't like a significant amount.
Yeah, once it's a small amount. I used to have a friend that would do £20. She'd be like, can I borrow £20? Can I borrow £20? During uni.
Until it was adding up.
Yeah, and then one time she said, have you said I borrow £20? That's because I know people won't ask for it back.
Hey!
And I used to be like, you're mad. You're actually mad. She's like, no. when it's £20, it's such a small amount. No one really wants it back. No one cares. But she'll do it to like her sister, her friend, her
And
cousin.
before you know it, you've gotten
No,
200.
but you're actually something else, you know.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Legit, if you were to ask us for £20 right now, you get
And she
it.
even looked me up and down when she
No
said the
one's going to
no.
ask you for it.
Are you alright?
I've
just
just heard the
got
story
through
right now.
I'm just asking for £20.
She just told you she went through something where somebody hasn't paid her back until today, and you want her to lend you £20.
Why can't she lend me £20?
Have it, babe.
Why can't you borrow me
She can
£20?
send you a link to a loan shark.
She's taking it seriously.
No, seriously, why can't you borrow me £20?
You can have the
You don't need
£20. Ah,
Get your phone and transfer it to me then.
It's if it's dead.
why you put me on the swap fund? How'd you know? I don't have £20.
You don't have £20?
That's good. You were going to go to Box Park like 2 hours.
How much did it cost you to get there?
to Croydon. That right?
I don't understand. She wants her £20.
Yeah, she wants it. I hear it. Sometimes closed mouths don't
See
get
your
fed.
friends.
Ask
In your time of need, where are they?
Croydon Box Park.
That is awfully dramatic. Let me send her £20.
Ooh,
I haven't got her birthday
baller.
money anyway.
Short caller. Oh, you do? Since January.
I even forgot. What? Wow, you should have said that because I didn't even realise.
And it's more than 20. You better transfer the whole amount.
Thank you. Wait,
Damn!
God
Damn!
I actually forgot.
Are you kidding me? That was 6 months. How are you? 6 months? 5 months.
Basically.
Yeah, I could do with that. Sorry. If I was you, I'd be like, yeah, I could do that right now. Yeah, give it. What?
Thanks, whoever wrote that in. You just made me get extra money. I wasn't expecting
Oh, hell no. Hell no. You should have said that. You should have kept that on fire until you were ready.
I didn't know she forgot.
Wow.
Wow, you
How
rich.
can you remember that?
I wouldn't remember that.
Random people.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
random people do
remember.
the same thing.
Not all the time, but randomly I'll remember.
No, I don't remember. Yeah. Wow.
Is this still your account? 00?
Yeah, my account ain't
It's the same
changed.
one.
Feel free to
Don't
say it out loud
worry.
so they can send me money.
It's still the same one. It's not changed. Anyways, I mean something nice and
Hi, friend.
Where's for Oreo?
Yeah, it's for the baby. You get blessings from God.
It's her birthday very soon. She's getting a present. now.
Listen, my thing is always like, God will bless you if you do things for kids. God will bless you. My favourite line.
Meanwhile, it's going inside her pocket.
For real. Being a parent, yeah, everything that your kid just goes into your pocket.
Just set up an account for her, and then give
Yeah.
us the details.
Now I actually have, because I'm like, it's actually a bit much now. I need to actually go to that account rather than me.
Can't be chopping the money.
Random. I'd be like, oh, where's that? How did that come
And
in?
then
When-
snatch
when-
on Oreo.
Yeah, honestly. And her uncles do the most as well. They'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, you sent something to, it's coming to my account. We're going blue water. But I'm like, oh yeah, crap. That's supposed to go into her actual account. It's not for me. Wow.
Wait, I got a notification. Did you really send me money?
She did.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, guys.
She actually sent me money.
Big baller, shot caller.
Hey.
What? You didn't have to think about it. You just like, oh yeah, I forgot. I like how it's because you asked for £20. Started the flow.
Ask and you shall receive. See?
Close mouths don't get fed.
No, but I don't really think. Me and my friends back in the day, we used to borrow each other money. I mean, it's never been an issue.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
been
my type friends, yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
There's been situations where, for example, one of my friends, her money was literally tied up into something,
Yeah.
and it wasn't like, oh, she was tapping. Like, we knew that
Mm-hmm.
this was her goal. This is why her money. Like, she would be like, I can't come out with you guys. Like, this is my end goal. I have to work towards it. And we were all going on holiday as a group, and then it was just like, oh, she's not gonna come because the deadline to pay the deposit, her money was still tied up.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were just like, oh, we've got you. Like,
Yeah.
we'll cover you.
Mhm.
Literally, the day she said her money was getting freed up is the day she paid everyone back.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't play, she didn't
Waffle,
delay.
yeah.
But do you know what I mean? So I feel like, but because we've had years of friendship, years
Yeah.
of going on holiday with each other, we know how each other are like with money. That's not a thing. But I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it because people do get funny with money.
People
So-
do.
That's somebody with common sense. That's somebody that thought about others. That's somebody that knows if I'm going to take something off somebody or off their pocket.
I didn't
I
even
need
think
to
she
return
wanted
it.
to, but we were just
Yeah.
like, you're definitely
We want
coming on
you
this
to come,
holiday,
yeah.
so we're gonna cover you like it's not a thing.
Okay.
And I think obviously she was really touched by it, but
Mhm.
yeah, I feel like that just but that's like over a decade,
Yeah.
years of friendship. So
But I just wonder, like, when people play around with paying back money, I just feel like you don't have like foresight. Like you're not thinking of the future. It's nice to have a community of people that if you're in a bind, you can reach out to you. But if you flop and don't pay back, you know that person is
Never
unlikely
gonna
to help
trust
you again. Why are you
Yeah.
doing that to yourself?
but then I feel like sometimes it's the shame. Like
Oh.
people are just avoidant. Like I know I owe you money. I'm just gonna avoid you until I'm in a position to pay you. So that's why I'm not gonna update you that I can't afford it today. I'm just gonna avoid you. I get it.
Some
like
people
dipping
don't
your head
speak
in this-
about things.
yeah,
They
you dip
leave it
your
like
head
an
in your-
open. But I just
Yeah.
think communicate it because you don't know what that person has to do
Because-
to give you that. Or
That's
what they have to take out to give
true.
you that.
That's very true. You don't know the situation you're putting them in because maybe they expected that money at that
Yeah.
time. You don't know what's happened in their life since then.
Mhm.
You don't know if
It's
they're
been
in a
month or
bind
2
now.
months. Yeah, it could be something different that's happened, or they actually need it. To be honest, I gave that to you out of I had spare cash. Now I don't, and I need it.
And things can happen like that. So,
But if you were
It's
to
just-
communicate and talk to me, I would know what I'm dealing with.
and I
could prepare
know,
myself.
yeah, exactly. Whereas, like, just keeping quiet about it, like,
If you can come with your chest and ask me for money, there is no such thing as shame. You should not have any shame of I can't return it back. You've already asked me for money. That is already a big, massive thing for someone to do.
yeah.
So there should be no
Yeah.
shame around that topic or that thing.
Yeah, I've actually had someone say to me, like, I can't afford to pay you back everything, so I can send you half now. And I was like, yeah, cool. And then I was just like, don't worry about the other half. It was £100, sent back 50. I was just like, keep that. Just because I felt like I even appreciate the fact that you are
thought
being
about me,
upfront and
yeah.
just being like, I'm really sorry, blah, blah, blah. And clearly you're in a situation, it's £50. Like, calm. Guys.
But then that's the thing. Please do not borrow money if you can't afford to lose it.
And some people
that's
borrow
true,
big
that's
money.
true.
Yes,
true.
like
We're talking about 1,500. Some people are talking about they could do 5k, 10k.
But you know,
4K,
sometimes when
whatever.
people request, especially if it's people close to you, like they put so much pressure on you. They act like if you don't help me,
I'll get struck by lightning.
like you literally feel like you almost have no choice but to help. Especially when it's big amounts like that. Like you will be feeling inside you that discomfort, like this is a lot of money. But when they're like, this is happening, please, 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 what are you gonna do?
just
They
say
say-
you don't have it then.
The same thing
Say
we
I
do to
don't
our
have.
families back home when every month they're just
Ignore.
calling you for nothing. They're
Block.
just, yeah,
Block
I
it,
need
block
this
it.
out, and you're just literally like, it can't be every month that you're asking me for the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
But I feel like people back home is different from here.
Mm.
Like I feel like a lot. Obviously, some of them do take the mick, but I feel like they
They need it.
we live a better. We're in a better financial situation than they are. So I feel like I don't mind helping people back home, even if I know they're taking the mick. I just give it to you. Like it
Literally.
is what it is.
Yeah.
But I can't. I've lost my train of thought. But okay, yeah.
I think you were just talking about like the
The
situation.
pressure. Yeah, you
the
just
pressure.
say I don't have that money to lend. Not saying I don't have the money, but I don't have the money to lend. Imagine it's a deposit for your house now. You need all the money for it, everything's gonna go through in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I've said I'm gonna give it back to you next week, and then I don't.
And that's when the pressure and the
At that point, you can only be annoyed with yourself
for doing
for
the good
giving it in the
deeds.
first
That's
place.
very true.
Sometimes it's I have the money, but I don't have the money to lend. I'm sorry.
I agree. That's actually very key. And I think like this is something that I've definitely had to learn because I always feel bad. Like I always feel guilty like saying no. But sometimes you actually have to prioritize yourself because when people ask for money and it's now time to pay back and they're prioritizing themselves. You are the one dealing with the consequences and they don't really care too tough. They've solved their problem. They're good now. Now you're in an issue. And I've definitely experienced that a few times where it's like I've sacrificed and ended up playing myself.
Same here.
And it's just like,
And that's why I'm so
Yeah.
hard and so when it
Yeah,
comes to money, 'cause
it's-
I'm like,
I'd
I've
rather-
been through it.
Yeah,
It's
I'd
okay.
rather just deal with that feeling
Yeah.
of guilt.
I've
But
learned my
then
lesson.
sometimes it is still tough because then you're imagining the worst situations. And then sometimes I feel like, hasn't God blessed me to be
To bless
able to,
others.
yeah. So it's,
And to help others.
Yeah, I believe in helping people, 100%.
yeah.
I don't think any of us are stingy. I
Mhm.
wouldn't. I don't really have stingy friends.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about
Mm.
no, I don't really
Trying
have
to
stingy.
clarify.
Yeah, I don't really have stingy friends, but I feel like the older we get, we need to know. Like Crystal says this all the time. You can't take bricks out of your house to help someone else build their house.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
That's very true.
and I feel
Yeah.
like as women we do that,
We do
whereas
that a
men
lot.
can easily be like, "No, I ain't got it," and go about their day.
Dead
Mhm.
ass.
Yeah,
And then you've got to find someone else to borrow it from, not me.
Do you know what I also realized? People will figure it out.
I'm
They come to
telling
you like you're their last resort. Like, if
You're
you don't help
not.
me,
I will go and get
They
a man
will-
to pour my hand in Dubai.
literally,
No,
like,
no,
they will
hon.
figure it out. And
Yeah.
you'll see them the next day, they have sorted
Yeah.
it out.
Unless it's literally one of those like detrimental things where it's like I actually can't figure it out. But I feel like you will know when someone comes to you and they're literally like, "Listen, I don't do this. I've never done this. I'm on my last leg. I have no idea what I'm doing next."
Yeah.
You like. I think there's some instances where you can literally be like, "This person has never been like this before.
Yeah.
It's the first time."
Yeah.
Then you can make then you need to pray on it and then make. You have to pray for a lot of things because
But
some people
ultimately-
can sell stories.
Yeah. But ultimately, it's between, like, you know, having that discernment. Like, is this. But ultimately, you have to decide, is this going to put me in a predicament? And I think ultimately, that should be the final question. And if the answer is yes, don't do it.
Yeah. I'm not doing it if I know that you have a habit of not paying back or
I don't even care about the habit. I think if it puts you in a predicament, don't do it. Because we're adults now. There's nothing to fall back on. We've only got
Yeah.
ourselves. I can't be putting myself like,
helping you out.
yeah,
and
and
me
I'm
sit-
behind
yeah.
or I've got
Mm.
issue. No.
Now
sorry.
I have to go on my credit card because
Yeah. And now I'm paying interest I don't need to pay.
because I decided to play Good Samaritan.
So,
Your credit score is going down. Meanwhile,
so let's not do that. Yeah.
help where you can. Even like if it's half. Sometimes people literally just say, "I can give you half of it."
That's true. You asked for 1.5.
Yeah.
I don't have to give you the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's true.
Most I'm giving you is probably 500. So maybe one. No, I don't know. Think about because once you lose that,
Again, it depends on like what it's for.
Yeah.
Like,
and I think it
big
depends.
things,
It does depend on the person.
and and the
Like
person.
I'm not borrowing a large amount of money to a friend I've only been friends with for a year.
imagine they just
Because I don't know you like
Yeah.
like
that.
that.
Mm.
There's not enough history.
Yeah, if there's enough history, I'll know your character. And I feel like you should know your friends, but you shouldn't have friends like that.
Yeah.
That's what I think personally. Like,
because
friends
why
that
are you
what-
always
that
asking
that
for
will
something?
that will borrow money from you and won't give it back or won't communicate with me.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to think.
But
Would any of my friends do that? I can't.
Or why
No.
are you always a friend that's always in need or in trouble? Or
No,
when you
that
like
no,
Sometimes
situation
people
no.
are.
I feel
no.
like in this day and age, times are hard.
in terms of money. So every time you want to be borrow money every 2 weeks.
You know, a lot of people are living check to check.
Absolutely, we all are.
We all are, like, just in different degrees. Like, some of us is like literally like once all the bills come out, £100 left type of thing. For others, it's 500. For others, it's a lot more. But everybody's literally living check to check. So
Yeah.
sometimes, like, it's not enough. You have one unexpected bill and you're screwed, type of thing.
One parking ticket or one something you forgot to pay for.
Get me started on the bloody
Or one
parking
holiday you went
tickets.
on or something and you did it. Oh, you mismanaged the calculations.
Not even necessarily that. Things that are just not like are out of your control. Like
Yeah, like a family death or something. and you
Yeah.
needed
Oh
money
my
to
God,
get it.
yeah.
Yeah.
redundancy.
Black
And-
tax.
With that, I feel like we can't be critical because I
It was
think
unexpected, something that wasn't.
life is hard for people, like, and it's not getting easier.
Yeah, you just have to be measured in the approach. Who is it? What are they asking for? Because not gonna lie, if I feel like your reason is a bit frilly for wanting, don't, you know.
If your reasoning is something cosmetic related, don't even bother.
I need to pay for my lip fillers.
But that's the thing. In your years of plenty, be wise. Save for your years of famine. And if you don't get that, if you don't go to church, you don't understand that. When you have money, make sure you're saving to cover you for when times are hard.
For the rainy day.
Please. Like, seriously.
As much as possible, obviously.
And even if you can't, try. Because remember, they always say that, is it the 60-20 rule or the 80-20 rule?
80-20.
What's that?
This was all in the sermon today. I went through you the sermon today. Well, sermon was 10% to God, given to people, helping out people. 10% savings, you live off the 8%. And if you're in a position where you can live off less than 8%, you bump up the savings, and then you bump up what you give out to other people.
That's very fair.
Yeah.
Rather than when you have a lot and then you just spend it rather than putting it away and thinking, actually, I did make a lot this month, let me put it away. Some people don't have that. It's like, I got it, let me just splash it. You know what I mean?
It does feel boring to do, but gotta do it.
It's boring for a period or a season. Once.
It might not be even boring. It might be hard. When we used to do parties, that 5.
Oh my god, did you see the latest message?
No.
I said it!
You guys go into the new one. No, I'm not joining it. I thought about it and I thought, yeah, maybe. Nah, I was just like, no.
But it's like, I didn't even know when to let them know. I said, let me collect my money first. And then
I'm saying, hey, I'm not joining the next one.
No, but I just think, it crossed my mind, like, what if, like, God forbid someone passes away?
Hey!
You actually don't think about stuff like that.
No, I'm out of there.
Think about it. If someone, that's £500 gone.
Yeah, but you can't think of it that way.
Yes, you do.
Because you guys have paid it before and you've never thought about that.
To be honest, I have not thought about that
now.
And then it's like, you can never ask for it. Because that's just wicked of you to ask for it.
Where will you miss that?
Who will you ask? The group admin?
Yeah.
What? It's not their fault.
But the responsibility must fall on them, though.
They can't give it back to you if somebody's passed away.
I just lost 500. Or whatever you put in.
You chose to play the game.
Yeah, and I'm not playing the game anymore.
Yeah, I was even saying to people sometimes, I think I was watching Swade's Husband, and I was literally just thinking, sometimes it's easier to actually save on your investments and banking and stuff and all of that, rather than playing that. You could literally put that same amount in the investment stuff, rather than playing the, you know, 500, I give you 500, and you're going to get a bulk.
But there's reasons there.
Yeah, but I feel like people like to do that. People like to do that as well. It's because if you put it in another account, you have access to. When you really want something, I can go to it. But you can't go to a group and be like, someone give me my money now. You can't.
I know I'm number 7 in August. Can you put it to February?
Exactly.
Who wants to switch?
Yeah, it doesn't work like that. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's why I think people, and it's like you get a lump sum at one time. So if you need the lump sum for something, then it's just
you can have it. I don't know. I'm more put onto the other side. Like your investment makes more. You get more out of it because you.
I believe in doing a bit of everything.
But,
I can't lie. I've been doing partners for like years now. I was only doing it in Naira, and then I started doing the pounds one, and it's been very useful. Like just to have that money coming in. Like Tosin had hers in December, and she didn't have to bring any like pounds at least for the first part of the trip. Like it was there. So I feel like when I get mine as well, it always coincides with some
if
like
time
a
it
timing,
right,
and it's perfect. So like then your like actual normal like income and what is just
it's not affected.
It's just there. So have your investments and your savings and this, but the partner's great. It's stressful because you're just like, my God.
Which part of it is stressful? All you're doing is giving and staying quiet.
Yeah, that money coming out of your account. We were doing £500 a month.
Okay.
That is, when I think about it, that's insane. Like, who the hell did we think we were?
I was just doing it when I weren't working.
I don't even know how you managed that.
When the mum came, I was so, oh God, why did I agree to this?
Mom.
Why?
Yeah. I was so angry with myself every
Why
month.
didn't two of you just split it to 50-50?
because we were
We needed
like,
to be
come
big
on,
boy.
we need to do
It
this.
doesn't work that way.
You can.
You can.
Some
You
people
see
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You and her could have said let's do 250.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but we weren't thinking like that at the time.
Yeah,
at the beginning.
and we were feeling ambitious that when
Let's
we get
do
our
this.
money and
Yeah.
we're like, we'll go last. You know when you're feeling ginger, like wow.
We don't even mind. We want to go at the end so
Yeah.
that it could be all piled up.
Like, tell me, month 1, okay. Month 2, hey. Month 3,
When it was
Hey.
getting to like September, and I thought, what am I doing? Like, whenever someone would put in drop their bank details,
just
I'd be
like,
like,
oh God's sake.
this girl, you would wait till the very last day. I'm just
Yeah.
like, I know you've been paid. Why have you not?
You were still waiting.
Why have you not
just
paid? Like, I
could
know
not
you've been
bring
paid.
myself to just take out that money.
To put
I
in
just
somebody
had-
else's account
yeah.
instead of it staying in your own account. This is
I just had to like leave it till the very last minute. Let me be delulu. Like, let me act like I have money. Ugh. There was a time where it was just like, this is insane. But I can't lie, now that I'm finally expecting my money, I'm very happy. How did you feel?
I felt good.
Yeah, it does feel nice.
I felt good. I wanted to splash. I
Is it?
I was like, let me grab my pair of shoes. And I said to her, you're not working. Use your head. I was like,
hi girls, let's get this stuff.
I was tempted, But I was like, there's no way.
Because also you just like, it's just a small little, just a bit. I deserve a treat.
Yeah, I've been so good.
Mm-hmm.
And Vista's calling my name. I can't lie. That Vista's really calling my name. I have to stay off TikTok because the girls be getting stuff.
Amazing.
Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for
Thank
watching.
you.
Ciao.